We're back.
Bonjour, Eric.
Damn, you silly motherfuckers thought that we were playing? Stupid. We're back. That's a fucking fact. No, don't get me all fucked up now. Don't get me all fucked up now, Ty.
Is this a Drake bit? What's going on here?
I
But
really don't know.
yes, we are back. My co-host Eric, I'm Ty, your main host. Eric is back from Paris. He didn't OD in
Mhm.
Paris. He didn't OD in France. Baby Keem voice. So he's back to
Mhm.
tell the tale.
That's right.
It's been a crazy, just like crazy bread 2 weeks. Like you came back. Eric and I immediately went to Subway when he got back. We have more on that later in the episode. But
Mhm.
Eric, I want to hear about your trip. I want to hear about.
Oh,
Are you cultured now?
I'm cultured. That's right. Back from Paris last weekend, Ty. We tried to record on Tuesday, but because we linked in person on Tuesday for a nice little 24 cumulative inches and
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm,
little catch up session, but just the recording wasn't happening. We weren't feeling the vibes in the room.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, Ty, you're right. I was in La Marais for like 6 days, and I'm
Nice.
back. Um, and yeah, I don't know, Ty. What do you else do you want to know?
Well, I have so many questions. So, did you wine and dine Parisian style?
I wine and dine in '69 my way through Paris, France.
Cool. From
Um,
from Saint Germain to the Eiffel Tower. He
mhm.
was strolling about. He was lime scootering, or were you taking the metro?
It's only Uber Black for me, Ty. I'm actually kind of cheesed that you even. I'm actually kind of fromaged right now that you that you would think I would use something like a called a lime scooter. What do I look like to you? A fucking 14-year-old poussé?
You generally look like a TikToker, Eric, so I don't know why you would think otherwise. Eric's got the most busted haircut. He looks like the Gen Z meme himself.
Ty, your haircut is mid for real.
Oh no.
It's so fucking mid, dude. Mine's bussin'. Um, but you're right.
For real.
TikTok does pay me quite well, so I'm able to afford the Uber Blacks. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, that's what we took from the airport, both ways. And yeah, I just do it for the content, really.
For sure,
Um,
for sure.
Ty, I gotta bring you back to like the first kind of moment my vacation started, which started actually at YVR Airport. And as soon as I entered the lineup for the YVR subway, that's when my vacation started.
Oh, dude, I'm always on vacation mode the minute I walk into a subway.
Hmm.
I'm liberated from all my worldly concerns because Subway is a whole new reality of concerns.
I know all the concerns at Subway are like so fluffy and cushy. Like it's like what bread? It's like it doesn't matter what you pick; they're all good.
It, totally, it's just like on vacation where you're like relieved from your day-to-day problems and you have to deal with the made-up vacation problems, which is like I think I put too much on my plate at the lunch buffet, or
Hmm.
where what museum should we go to today?
Exactly. Sparkling or still.
That one always gets me. You know why? Because they never tell you if sparkling's gonna be a extra charge or if it's on
Hmm.
on the house.
What I really want to know is the still an extra charge? Because if I'm paying for both, I might as well
Yes,
pay for
actually.
some bubbles.
Really nice point, Eric. That is absolute trash. When I get the bill and there's a line item for flat water,
Yeah,
oh man, I'm a punch a server.
I know. It's actually a big slap in the face, especially if you like sit down at a restaurant, get some water, and then like decide to leave, and then they charge
Mm-hmm.
you like 24 euros for the bottle of Evian that they just dropped on the table.
Mm-hmm.
These sons of
Yeah,
bitches, man.
they really win that situation. But why are you dining and dashing, Eric? Or uh
uh, a lot of dining and dashing occurred in my life, but not on this trip. It's okay, don't worry. Um, we should try to dine and dash at Subway. That would be like a really funny thing because they would like put the sandwich like kind of like in the on the counter like in front of you, and then you just grab it and run.
Yeah, at that point you're
It's
just
like
straight up shoplifting essentially.
yeah, yeah, because not only did you like, you know, spend like 15 minutes making the sandwich, getting like 15 minutes of recorded footage of you, like like of your
Yeah, they
face
learn
and
your height, your voice, exactly what your face looks like.
yeah, they have enough content on you to like deep fake you and you just like committed a crime. But um anyways, Subway in YVR is awesome because they say bonjour and you get a chance to practice your French.
Hmm.
Um and get this, Ty, they were like really enthusiastic on this one. They were so enthusiastic that they put the wrong sauce on my sandwich.
Oh, really? Did they?
Yeah.
Are they colorblind? What happened? Are they illiterate, or just a bad listener?
Wow, these are a lot of questions at once. Well, let's just say I ordered Southwest, and then she proceeds to pick up the peppercorn ranch, and then like lays down a fat line across my sandwich, and then
Oh
is like
shit.
so sad after. She's like, "Oh, oh." So it turns out she can't read, but she's not colorblind. She can't read because as soon as she did that, she was like immediately like shaken up, Ty,
Hmm.
in shock, and was like really apologetic. And I was like, you know what, it's fine, just run it back. I was like, I'll
Oh
get another
shit.
one, and then she just ran it back with the Southwest sauce, and that was pretty
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. An inadvertent second sauce. I like that kind of
Hmm.
idiocentricity because that's how you discover new flavors. Like, do you think that gravity was discovered on purpose? No. An apple fell from the tree, Eric. Serendipity.
Wow. Honestly,
Hmm.
beautiful point.
But what
Um,
is the similarity between peppercorn ranch and Southwest sauce that causes such a mix-up? Is it because they are completely different looking sauces, and the only verbiage they share is like the number of syllables.
I mean, you're probably right. I really don't know, Ty. I think this person had a blank moment. Um, don't know. I really couldn't tell you.
Perhaps because of their uh, word blind to the term Southwest, because of all of the Southwest airline announcements throughout the terminal,
Mm,
that they eventually stop hearing that.
wow.
Wow.
And so when I ordered, I guess nothing came out to them. I was
Mhm.
just like, yeah, I'll get the, and then they were like, and just grabbed any sauce that caught their eye.
It actually makes perfect sense. They were had to resort to lip reading, Eric, and peppercorn ranch has a similar number of syllables.
Holy shit. I'm actually
Wow.
really impressed that you figured that out.
The crap out of your salami there.
Hmm. Um, anyways, I
Sauce
ate the
locked.
sandwich immediately, sauce locked. It's a real sauce up.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a sauce up.
sauce and mixed up. Um, but yeah, ate the sandwich immediately. I didn't bother bringing it on the plane this time because I didn't want to like eat on the plane because I really wanted to sample the French cuisine immediately.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
flew Air France, and honestly, the food was like really good. I had like a chicken
mhm.
and like mashed potato situation. They had a cheese pasta, and they like give you
Damn.
like even more cheese and bread and butter than other flights, which was like a nice touch.
Instead of one little plastic cup, you get two little plastic cups of butter.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Wow.
like a wrapped version, so it was like quite big, Ty.
It's incredible that you can like eat mashed potatoes at 30,000 feet.
You can really eat anything at 30,000 feet.
That's true. Last time I was
Awesome.
in the air, I was just like catching up on a little bit of work on my MacBook Pro, and I like look out the window and I'm above a cloud, and there's this surreal moment of like you can do anything above a cloud and it feels instantly cooler, even if it's the like mundane act of
Hmm.
scrolling through emails.
Even when you're seated in row 42,
Mm-hmm.
middle aisle, um, and the tray table is like wobbly and like
Mm-hmm.
your screen is like broken, you can't use it, and
Mm-hmm.
the person behind you is like farting loudly.
Hmm.
Still much cooler than working in person at the office, right?
Yeah, totally, dude. They always are farting or sneezing. Like, my biggest qualm with airlines is that no one else can hold in their bodily fluids and like gases. Something about 30,000 feet just like brings out the gases in people.
I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, when you like say you bring like an illegal water bottle on board and you like crack it open at 30,000 feet, it lets out like more air than usual
Yeah, a
because of the
little
air pressure
piggish
changing.
squeal. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's gotta be the same thing in your stomach. Like much like when a footlong is touched down in your stomach, like there's
Hmm.
a built up air pressure in there. So once you're up in the skies, it's like it's gotta be harder to hold that thing in, you know?
Oh yeah, bro. Like, I'm sure that my stomach has like permanent skid marks on the inside from that foot long touching down.
That's disgusting, man. Holy shit.
Yeah. But so like Air France's solution to this like gaseous problem is to shove like mashed potatoes and fromage pasta down their patrons' throats. Like,
You
just like
mm-hmm.
carby shit to like suffocate the gas.
Mm-hmm. I think so. It's kind of like jumping on a grenade.
Hmm. It's smart. Actually, that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
smart. It's like that's the like when you make a transfer when you touch down in Charles de Gaulle and you make your transfer to the next flight. That's that airline's problem.
Oh, 100%. But we did have like amazing seats. Um, you know, I was able to like as soon as check-in opened up, I was able to go in, change my seat selection, and
Mm,
we picked the first row of economy,
hmm.
which like had like tons of leg room, and it was the
Nice.
only row with two seats on each side instead of three.
Hell yeah, dude. You're like it's like
So,
the airplane equivalent of having the nicest house on like a poor block.
absolutely. Or like in a gentrified neighborhood. It's like a satellite office for business class, but like situated in the heart of economy.
Hmm. Wow.
It's kind of
It's the
awesome.
we work of economy class.
hmm And yeah, I was able to just like, you know, put my feet up against the wall. I always like gotten like grossed out by people who put their feet up on flights, like up against like the wall of the
Hmm.
plane.
Hmm.
But now I realize like once you're like in a position of power, like you're just gonna take advantage of that anyway. Like it's a 10-hour flight. Like I have to put my feet up, man. Come on.
Dude, you know the stewardess is writing down your passport number for doing that. Like, she has to sanitize that entire wall afterwards because of your like scrubby toes. Your
hmm
foot, there's a foot long footprint on the side of the 757.
Well, inside the 777 tie, there was a New Balance 550 footprint because I didn't take my shoes off. I would never do something like that.
What the hell, bro? Dude, no, you don't know how to fly then. Listen, I
Dude,
take my
taking your
shoes off
shoes off on a plane
immediately.
is disgusting behavior. That is for that is for row 30 and beyond.
The stinky zone.
That's the stinky farting zone because that's you know you're close to the stinky poo poo. You're
That's
beside
true.
the washroom. You're barefoot. That's nasty shit, bro. I would never do something like that. The you know the tabby boots they stay on.
Yeah, no, I get that. There's definitely like you could probably map the gradient from pilot side to bathroom side of the aircraft, and it's
hmm
probably a perfect spectrum of likelihood of you taking your shoes off. Pilot
Yep.
100% on, person in row 62D is like definitely off. They didn't even bring shoes on they had no problem getting through security. They're like, "Don't forget to take your shoes off," and they said, "I didn't bring any."
Yeah, they just skipped on through. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it's a
Um,
airport TSA hack right there for you. Just don't bring them.
mhm. I think it's more of like a bell curve tie. Like I think the people in first class, they're at the lay flat, you know, they got their shoes off immediately before anyone else even boards, and they're
Mhm,
like laying flat in their queen size bed, ready to take off. And then
mhm,
slowly, as you kind of go into business class, you got people with their shoes coming back on, right? And then you got the beginning of premium economy and economy, where it's
mhm,
like we still have to like dress like we don't belong in economy.
mhm,
Like we have to like kind of present not poor, even though we are.
mhm. You're
And
the new
then it kind of just
bourgeoisie.
like, yeah, exactly. We're the middle class. And then it kind of just like goes downhill from there. the closer you get to the galley.
The galley, yeah. Yeah, the more likely you're going to encounter like a dog off leash like, on the plane.
Yeah,
How did you get here?
or like an emotional support rooster or something.
Damn. Yeah, the worst part about being in the back of the plane is you don't get your meal choice. Like you're not getting the mashed potatoes at all because they're gonna run out three or four rows before they hit you.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting the halal like falafel offering, maybe if you're lucky.
And this is like what I really appreciate about the economy class subway, Eric, is that it doesn't matter how long the lunch rush line is. If they run out of the tomato bucket, they always have one on retainer. It's just like a
Hmm.
quick swap. It's like when and the swap is always a really interesting moment because they almost like call it and then like gloves go up and then one of the artists like carefully almost surgically removes the bucket from the bin, takes it to the back, and then brings another one. Like when those security companies remove money from a business or a bank to like transport it.
Whoa. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
And then like there's a Brinks truck outside filled with vegetables.
I bet Subway gets their tomatoes and black olives delivered in a Brinks armored vehicle.
Hmm. Makes sense to me. But I gotta
Precious.
tell you about the best moment or best thing about this Air France flight. Open bar.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Dude, in the middle of the plane, they had literally a snack tray, like just there, and like every beverage that they offer, like wine, like some champagne bottles, like juices, Coca-Cola, everything was just like right there. Cookies, crackers, granola bars, like all of that stuff. And you can go there and like help yourself. And it was the by far the best food experience I've ever had on any flight.
Wow. Were you allowed to just touch the food yourself?
Oh yeah, dude. COVID does not exist in France. We were just like everyone's like touching the bottles, like unscrewing it, like pouring themselves up a glass, like leaving it open. Like doesn't matter.
No, you didn't have to wear a clear plastic glove?
I would never.
Wow. They
Yeah,
do it
dude, it was the
differently in
best.
France. I mean, like it's
Yeah.
international airways, so like it's not like there's any laws.
Yeah, there's zero COVID cases in the international skies.
Google it. He's not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Ty, it was great. There was like a bunch of people just hanging out there. Like you could go there and like meet people.
Hell
Kind of like a WeWork situation. Like you just go and like
yeah.
socialize, grab a granola bar, maybe head to your seat, stick around if you want, take a peek out the window. It was awesome.
So you use this as an opportunity to practice your broken French.
No way, dude. I would never talk to a stranger.
And did it like whenever I think of like an open bar style like meat and veggie selection,
Hmm.
my mind immediately goes to the old way. So were there any similarities you immediately noticed?
Um, I mean, the similarities were that I practiced, you know, maximalism, like tried everything for no reason. Like I was like, okay, let me get like every single type of snack. Like I'm gonna bring like three of each back to my seat. Um, I'm going to like chug a glass of like ginger ale and then immediately
Mm,
refill it and then bring that back to my seat.
shit. They got
So
the
yeah,
ale
it
on
was just
tap,
like,
or are you
oh
like
dude, they got
cracking
everything.
cans?
They got the 2 liter.
Oh, well, that's it.
Yeah.
I guess ergonomic.
Hmm. I
Economic.
even grabbed like I even grabbed the full 1 liter of water and just took it back to my seat.
Damn.
Yeah,
What French water brand are they sporting on Air France?
I wish I knew. It's not Evian, it's something else.
Interesting. Cool. Well, that
Yeah.
sounds like a wonderful flight experience, Eric. We really double clicked into that, and I'm grateful that we did. I will definitely choose that over Crooked Air Canada on my next flight to
Oh
Europe.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
So
fuck
I
Air
want to hear more
Canada.
about like your Parisian dining experiences in Paris. Like, do you have a like Euro divergent appetite now?
I've always had a Eurodivergent appetite, Ty. You know that about me. Um, I think I mean, I can walk through like every single thing we did. But I'll just like start by summarizing.
Hit me with the
And
signature meats.
yeah, I'll tell you in a sec. But I think in summary, I've learned that it's better to, when you're on vacation at least, to go to like a nice restaurant, order like one or two things, get a drink, and then keep it moving to the next spot.
Hmm.
Like get a little appy, couple appies with bay, couple glasses of wine, go to like maybe one more like fancier spot,
Hmm.
and then after that, hit up like the burger spot.
Hmm.
Nice way to try like a lot of stuff and not spend too much and still like get the thing that's going to satisfy you at the end.
For real on God, my guy. I do the same thing when I travel with Bay. It's all about maximizing number of businesses patroned in order, and if you do it right, you almost frequent enough businesses for to be the equivalent of 2 or 3 trips for a normie. And that's really
Mm-hmm.
exciting because then you become an expert in a neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Getting to experience like uh both high and low dining in like the same evening
Hmm.
is a great way to like figure out like what you actually like, to be honest.
You open up all your senses that way too. In the high dining
Mm-hmm.
experience, you're really concerned with
Mm-hmm.
your palate. In the low dining experience, you're really concerned with like whether your phone's getting stolen or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
Um,
you could apply the same methodology to subway exploration, assuming that there's nuanced differences between franchises. You could start a foot long at one location, have it
mm-hmm.
toasted, take it to the next location for meat application,
Ooh.
then to the next for veggies, and round it out with the sauces. That would be pretty cool to see. You could eat at 4 different subways in one afternoon
Mm-hmm.
and still be hungry for dinner.
Mm-hmm. Imagine like, similar to the Paris Museum passport, you could have a Subway sub passport that you just like, it's
Wow.
just the bread and like that grants you access to veggies in multiple locations.
Usually when people say like subway card that you're talking about like rapid transit, but this subway card is way more special.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm pulling the Subway card next stop.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did actually use the wrestling gift card at our IRL activation on Tuesday. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I didn't realize you were tapping your GC.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
uh I was
Before I maxed out the green card, I maxed out the Amex afterwards.
hmm yeah,
Um,
my rocket is skint as well.
mhm. One thing I noticed, Ty, at restaurants in Paris is they obviously they don't get tips there, so they're gonna try to upsell you on every possible thing on the menu. Like
Hmm.
if you make it known immediately that you don't intend to spend your entire evening there, like they're gonna be like visibly disappointed and also like kind of mad. Like they're gonna push you like the entire night to like get one more thing. And if you say like, "Oh no, thanks, we're not that hungry," they're just gonna look at you and be like, "These fucking American assholes." They're gonna be
Right.
so choked. Like I think they overheard us. We were like talking about where to eat after, and they're just like, "Man, these guys are so fucked up." And they came over and we're like, "Okay, so what mains do you want?" And they were like, keep asking that, and we're like, "We don't want anything, bro. We already ate."
Damn. So what you're saying is your Tour de France strategy is actually a bit like contradictory to you're gentrifying Parisian
Mm-hmm.
culture by doing that.
Mm-hmm. We are super spreading in France, and they weren't having it.
No, but they weren't having it for economic reasons, not for health, like general health.
Yeah, they're money driven in that sense. Um,
Hmm.
because
Interesting.
yeah, like I mean, we like went to this first place and we ordered a glass of wine, and then we ordered some appetizers, and then we were like trying to call it right there, and he's like, "Oh, well, you know what? To be honest, I want to recommend you a wine, but I need to know what like main you're having. Like,
Mm,
what's the main course?" And then we're like, "Well, I don't think we're gonna have a main course. We just want a little bite." And then, first of all, things like that, like when you say things like just a bite, they don't understand that in French.
no, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, they're like, what is this like American slang you're using? Like they don't get that. Um, yeah. And so, of course, I just like have to argue with the server. I'm like, I don't
Hmm.
fucking
Hmm.
care. what the chef wants. Give me this wine. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
they bring the wine and they're like, okay, so what are you having? I'm like, nothing, dude. I already told you. And it's just like a lot of back and forth and they don't really take tips. It's not a cultural norm there, but they will still ask. And you're just like, you have to be like really hard on them. You'd be like, no.
They'll ask you for a tip?
But yeah, they'll play dumb. Like this is a different restaurant we're talking about now, but they'll play it a little bit dumb and be like, "Oh, the machine is asking if you would like me to include a tip. Do you want to do it, or should I type it in for you?" And they're trying to be like nice about it, and then you have to tell them straight to their face, like, "Put zero."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a flashback to every time the sandwich artist puts a little tip thing in my Visa machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. So,
Hmm.
that's really challenging, Eric. I think that creates a really healthy tension between patron and server that adds
Hmm.
a like kind of like a fun texture to the dining experience because you're kind of always on edge about being upcharged. It's
Hmm.
like when they're like, "Do you
Absolutely.
want guac?" and you're like, "Oh shit, do I want guac?"
Hmm. Speaking
Chips
of
or
being
cookies?
upcharged,
Chips or cookies? Chips or
yeah.
cookies, Eric?
No chip, no chip, please. No chip, buddy, for this, buddy.
You're not getting the
Um,
chip or the tip.
no, no tip for you, buddy. But listen, Ty, speaking of being upcharged, I heard this little French life hack. Um, if you are an English only patron and you're looking at the English only menu, there is a
Mhm.
chance that the English menu has a different price on it than the French menu.
Oh, they would do that, wouldn't they? It's like
They
when you
would do
order off
that.
Uber Eats and then it's $2 more than the actual restaurant.
Yeah, I know. They like charge you a fee, and then like on the menu, the item itself, like the fucking Japa dog is charging you $1 more.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, apparently if you like compare both menus, there's a small chance that the French menu will be a little bit cheaper than the English menu.
So, did you, eat the extra cost, or did you quickly learn French to navigate the proper dining menu?
Dude, of course I eat the extra cost. I don't
Hell
care.
yeah, I love
Dude, I'm on
overspending on
vacation.
food.
I was like, give me the most expensive menu you have.
Do
Give
you
me
have
the
anything more
signature.
expensive than this? Signature meats only, baby.
Hell yeah, dude. I was like, I'll eat any extra cost. I'm hungry tonight.
I'm here to eat after all.
Yeah.
Just a bite, baby, just a bite.
Hmm. But yeah, Ty, it was a pleasant dining experience. I honestly think that France and like Paris in particular has the best food in the world. I think it's the best food city on planet Earth.
I mean, that's why Michelin stars come from Paris.
Hmm.
It's no coincidence it's a French tire company.
That's true, Michelin.
Michelin.
And I've been to Philadelphia,
Dude, and that's where the sandwiches are popping off. But
Ty.
Paris doesn't really do sandwiches. They do crepes. They do paninis. They do all these like subtle takes on the sandwich. Like the Parisian palate is really all about subtlety. So like heavy hitting flavors like the Southwest sauce or even the jalapenos with those thick cuts aren't really going to satisfy the typical Parisian palate the same way it would an American. So did you visit any subways while you were there? Do they exist? Like, have they been able to break into this market?
Well, when I think about bread, Ty, and
As
I think
one
about
does.
Subway, and I think about France, they actually go together quite perfectly. Like, think about the baguette. It's the same shape as a footlong. It's the original footlong. If anything, Subway is more French than it is Italian.
Simply because of the shape of the meal. But like a spaghetti noodle is also very long and thin. So how do you how do you respond to
Wow.
that, Eric?
I choose to have no comment. You're right. I did run into a couple of subways. There's one prominently located in front of Notre Dame, just across the bridge. Oh, are you crocking a hay all right in my face like that?
I'm cracking a Stanley Park Brewing Sunset Pineapple Wheat Ale because it's Friday, and your boys had a long week.
Wow. I mean, I skipped lunch today, so if I have a any hoppy beverage, I'll probably be on the floor later.
Oh yeah, I'm
So
getting
that's why I'm
zooted,
sticking
my
to the
guy.
San Pali. Oh yeah. But I'll switch to a beer tonight. I'll do that. Papa's home alone tonight.
Hell yeah,
Um, but Ty, I
Daddy's
gotta
home.
run you. Daddy's home. Um, mhm. But yeah, Ty, let me tell you a bit about our little routine skis over in Paris. Every
Yes, my
day,
co-host is a man of ritual.
I am a man of ritual. Every day was started with a nice little croissant action. Almost every
Mm-hmm.
day, bro. Croissant, quiche, pain au chocolat, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much hit
That's how
up
you
a
do it,
pastry
dude.
every day. And I got like very, very good. Um, but I think Matchstick here in Vancouver actually is like on par in terms of croissants. It's like very, very similar.
Dude, no cap for real. Matchstick's got one of the best coffee shop croissants in Vancouver. And
Hmm.
I Nemesis is also really good, but I think it's like what I've realized is the croissant has been democratized. It's no longer a product of Paris. You can find good croissants everywhere, but I do the
Yeah.
same habit when I'm in Paris because it's not about the quality of the croissant. It's about the vibration of the meal and the energy of the city, you know?
Hmm. That is true. I
We're
think
both
all my primal needs were being fulfilled at any given moment in Paris because I was like
mm,
sipping on a nice little espresso, eating a croissant, blasting a cig in front of some family's face, sitting next, and it was a good time. I was
hell
very
yeah.
happy.
Paris is no place for children. Uh, and that's nice to know that you like have this evolution from breadhead to I guess like pane poppy there. It's like a similar strain of breadhead.
A little pan prince.
Pan prince, I like that. Okay,
Hmm.
so we got the morning basically covered. You slug back a ciggy, you get croissant flakes all over your Saint Laurent shirt, and then what happens?
Then it's usually another coffee. In between, like basically every meal, we were doing like some museums and stuff like that. But we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to talk too much about fine art on this podcast because the art is in the food. The food
This
is
this
the
is
art
this is
on
a
this show.
podcast about rough, quickly put together art.
Exactly. Sandwich
Something fine about
artistes.
it. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Any sandwich
Street
artist
art,
would
if you
be
will.
yes. Sandwich artists are the Basquiat of all art because they came from the streets and you know did all the
Oh
shit
yeah,
that Basquiat did.
dude. If you think about it, like a sandwich artist is kind of like Banksy because you never learn their name.
They're anonymous, and
They're anonymous.
same thing with Banksy is I don't care to know who it is because I could
Mm-hmm.
care less.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And just like Banksy, it was quickly done.
Quickly done, kind of lackluster,
Mm-hmm.
forgettable. All things that
Forgettable.
describe both artists.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, found so okay. Every like hour or two was a new like coffee experience, Thai, and one of my favorite Saint Laurent coffee shop in Paris,
That makes sense,
where
as you were probably wearing your Saint Laurent shirt.
yes, I sure was. Um, but yeah, I didn't bring the Acne, or I didn't bring the Saint Laurent jeans. I brought the Acnes and the APCs this trip. But
Right. Some daily drivers.
yeah, daily drivers, ones that if I got some chocolate stains on, and I'm not talking about pain au chocolat, it wouldn't matter.
That's good. Yeah, you need something that's adaptable. You need something that's manageable. You need your grocery getter, Acme Studios, denim.
Exactly. But yeah, the Saint Laurent coffee shop, very good. They speak perfect English, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, I even bought two Saint Laurent condoms from there.
Oh, nice. And have you taken either for a test drive yet?
I don't know how to use those, so no.
You don't know how to wrap it, dude? Come on. Um,
Dude, I don't know how to wrap, dude. I just every day is Christmas for me. It's always unwrapped.
Wow. Now, how does what is like pulling a shot at say,
Much like a Subway sandwich tie. I'm always unwrapping.
oh yeah, dude. Someone tries to wrap it up, you immediately counter it with an unwrap.
Hmm.
You're
Uh,
this you're a deconstructivist.
and sorry to cut you, Ty. What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna ask, how is the YSL cafe different than any like typical third or fourth wave coffee shop? Are they pulling some unique beans of the month, or is it all in like
Hmm.
the branding? Do they have like weird foam art? What's happening there?
Well, I think it's all kind of in the branding and just the hilarity of it. It's like literally, if you could brand every single possible thing at
Mm-hmm.
a coffee shop, that's what you get at Saint Laurent. It's like the sugar packets are all black with like a small little discreet Saint Laurent Perrier logo printed on the middle, and
Mm,
it's attached to the former Colette store in Paris, where
yep.
um, the famous fight went down between ASAP Bari and Ian Connor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little
During
piece of culture right there.
Yeah, that little piece of history go will forever be remembered as it happened during the Virgil Abloh book signing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
ASAP Bari and oh no, it was it Theophilus London and Ian Connor? They just like kind of scrapped like in the store, and then I think that's when Bari jumped in, and of course this was prior to the rape allegations.
But like when everyone was Team Bari, like
When everyone was still a V lone soldier,
yeah,
um, that's when that happened, and then that was I think that marked the beginning of Bari's downfall.
I think so, dude. It was definitely a red flag.
Oh,
So
well,
you're in the ground zero of this. This is where you're ordering this. This
hmm
is this is ASAP's 9/11.
yeah, this is literally ground zero, yeah, and this is when ASAP got struck by Ian Connor's 777.
Right. So to honor the ASAP Connor duel, would you get like a nice latte?
I got an iced americano.
Nice Americano, cool. Now,
Yeah.
it makes sense that like Saint Laurent would like overtly brand all elements of their cafe because
Hmm.
I would assume that they're not going to be able to deliver the same like cafe quality experience as like
Hello? Yeah, you glitched for a second.
yeah,
They
I
wouldn't
had a
be able to
FaceTime come
bring the
in.
same. Oh, they wouldn't be able to
Oh,
bring
so
in the same cafe experience as.
as your typical third or fourth wave coffee shop, a la
Yes.
Matchstick. So like
Mm-hmm.
they what they lack in like bean experience,
Mm-hmm.
experience, they make up for with like their proficiency, which is excessive branding.
Mm-hmm. Excessive branding, but you know what, Ty? The coffee holds up. It was like
Really?
as good as anything I've ever had. Like it was just a very simple iced americano. People were getting a little freaky with cortaditos,
I do
but
love
I
a
didn't partake.
cortato.
Yeah, I didn't really partake in that stuff, but I did purchase some lifestyle items and yeah, a little coffee. But that was short lived because right after that, I hit up Balenciaga and tried on some stuff.
Sweet.
And this was
So
like
wait,
right
when
after.
you yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask if when you're at coffee shops, are you like anti milk or are you milk curious or are you pro milk?
I hate milk of all kinds. I don't think any grown man should be consuming milk. Um, like,
What about chocolate milk? What about chocolate milk,
cho-
Eric?
bro, hey,
What about
bro,
chocolate milk? Bro,
bro. Um, no, dude, milk is for like children and homeless people. Like I don't think anyone should be ever consuming any kind of milk. I take calcium supplements, and that's about it, Ty.
that's fair. But like milk at coffee shops isn't enough to actually build strong bones. It's only enough to like remind yourself what milk tastes like.
That's true. I mean, on a 35-degree day, I don't need a glass of whole milk. Like that's the last thing I need.
Like,
I need water. Give me a water and a shot of espresso, and I'm keeping it moving. Like I don't need a oat milk or some like fancy bullshit like that.
yeah, I get that. Some dairy in the tank's just gonna slow you down.
Yeah, if anything, it's gonna, you know, make me full, and I'm saving my stomach for you know, whatever champagne or whatever they're gonna give me at Balenciaga, which was immediately after this Saint Laurent coffee shop.
So you roll up to Balenciaga,
Mhm.
and are you there to cop, or are you just there to window shop?
Oh, I'm always there to potentially cop. I have my Go Yard wallet filled with euros, and I'm just ready to just unload it whenever I see fit. Um, but yeah, Balenciaga was cool. Immediately, I asked the guy if that was the same location that Uzi did the shoot at.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because I saw on Instagram, Lil Uzi Vert was also at Balenciaga the same week you were. So
Yeah, and I was like, wait, was he here?
yeah, did you run by him?
I tried. I showed him a photo. I immediately pulled up the Instagram of Uzi, you know, doing the photo shoot wearing like with a blanket on him, like sleeping in the lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And upon pulling that up, I noticed that the carpet was different color because I guess he was in like a different Balenci location. Because mine was green or no blue, kind of turquoisey carpets, which is I guess the Paris location.
So
So
right, so
it
he was
didn't
at
work out.
you were at Balenci, but he was at Balenci.
I was at the OG Balenci,
Mm.
and Uzi was somewhere else, but that's okay.
That would be a hot spot for a celebrity spotting. You're not going to get that kind of like talent rolling up to like the lineup at Subway, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
Despite being an artist hotspot, you don't really see like Hollywood talent showing up.
Yeah, I know. There's so many artists in there at all times, and you know, celebrities do fuck with the art community, but it's not happening at Subway. I'm not sure why. You
I
know,
think it's because
rappers got to eat too.
I think it's because musicians and actors find it intimidating to be surrounded by a cohort of like that many culinary
hmm
artists. That would be
hmm
intimidating.
Yeah, if you're surrounded by real artists, you don't necessarily want to be in that situation. It's
Yeah,
either that
totally.
or like you're scared that a disgruntled fan will have a hammer on them, which is probably more likely at Subway.
That's a good point. That's actually more likely. I can't imagine that Lil Uzi Vert would be intimidated by Muhammad the sandwich artist.
um, I gotta show you something real quick. I think
Yeah,
I need
hit
to
me.
pull it up. But I went to this so I already told you about how trying all kinds of restaurants and always hitting up like, you know, something more satisfying and satiating afterwards.
Yeah, my
Um,
man needs to be satisfied. That's your most defining quality as a co-host and person, Eric.
yeah, dude, nobody satisfies me quite like my co-host.
What
Which
about
is
12 inches,
awesome.
baby?
Not even close, dude. Don't mind me while I airdrop this photo to myself. But we did go to this like smash burger spot. It's called Dumbo, and it was really, really good. We tried like three times to go, but on the third time was, you know, they didn't sell out before we got there. This is how poppin' the place is. They're open till
Do you
like
get to
midnight or
choose your own
so.
sauces?
Dude, you don't get to choose anything. All you get to choose is burger or burger no.
uh, simple.
But inside this restaurant time, they had this like nice little instruction sheet on the wall, which was like for the employees to like remember exactly how to construct a burger. And I wanted to like walk you
Oh
through some of the
wow.
stuff because I thought it was like quite interesting.
All right. So I'm looking at the Dumbo's cheeseburger assembly that Eric has so generously screen shared with me. And there are some very explicit instructions here. This almost looks hyper realistic, much like the Subway sandwich buckets. Walk me through what we have here, Eric.
Oh, okay, Ty. Well, you were looking at part one of three of the cheeseburger assembly instructions. Okay. It's a nice little like square sheet printed on the wall. And then below it says follow the instructions. Um,
Cool.
okay, so you got two sides of the bun, right?
The
You got the
heel and the
heel
crown.
and the crown, which
Hmm.
we know these terms now from our Travis Scott McDonald's episodes.
Yeah.
But on the heel is where you assemble the patty, two slices of American cheese, and then another patty, and then two more slices of American cheese.
Holy crap. So this isn't
Dude,
double cheese at Dumbo's. This is quattro cheese.
this is quad cheese, double patty, okay? And then on the crown, you got three pickles, some onions, mustard, and ketchup. And then I couldn't help but notice that um, the way the person assembled it was they like spread the ketchup over like in a circle kind of with the bottle,
Hmm.
and then they
Hmm.
did a McDonald's style golden arch with the with the mustard.
Mm, that's finesse right there.
And it's finesse, and I thought of it as like a nice little subtle fuck you to McDonald's, which I really
Hmm.
appreciated.
That's funny. I'm looking at this graphic. They've actually done something really interesting with their burger assembly process, and it is interesting because it contradicts the Subway sandwich making model. The heel of the bun hosts all of the warm ingredients, the patties, the melted cheese, but then the crown of the bun hosts all of the like cooler ingredients, the chilled ingredients, the veggies, the ketchups, the mustards, the condiments. And this is kind of interesting at Subway because they split your bun, right? They like make
Hmm.
two cheeks. You got left and right cheek of your foot long, and they assemble all ingredients on the heel, and then they like cap it with the crown at the end. But I feel
Hmm.
like this makes more sense. I do this at home when I make a sandwich. Is I keep the hot and the cold as separate for as long as possible in order to ensure that there's no like muddling of temperatures until the first bite. So how come
Hmm.
Subway doesn't put all of the veggies and sauces on the crown instead of the heel?
That's a good question. You gotta ask an artist that. I don't
Gotta
know.
ask an artist. I'm gonna next time I make a sandwich, I'm gonna ask them to assemble it using this new methodology.
I'm glad that that's what you took away from this because I'm gonna ask them to put four times the cheese on it.
That too, buddy. Uh, that's a shit ton of cheese. Like sometimes Subway will go double cheese, and you feel like a psycho doing it. But if you knew that
Hmm.
the standard was quattro cheese, double cheese seems like a diet move.
Absolutely.
Like,
So we
bro, are
got the
you counting
assembly.
carbs in inches? Two cheeses, that's it? White and yellow? What about red, orange, green, and purple, baby?
hmm You babies might be getting your calcium from like little glass of milky, but I get my calcium from four slices of cheese on my sandwich.
Exclusively from cheese.
hmm Check out step number two here, Ty. This is Bun's toasted level tool.
Oh, this is sick. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to describe to the breadheads what you are showing me. This is a picture from Dumbo's bun toasted level tool. There's three buns here. One is not very toasted, the other is black, too toasted, and then there's this perfect Goldilocks bun, just like a medium marshmallow toasted amount, and that's the
hmm
one that they want you to strive for.
I love this. I mean, if only Subway followed a similar of quality control, like we would
Mm-hmm.
be like so much happier. Like they know exactly how something should look when it comes out of the toaster. I don't think anybody working at Subway knows what a toasted bun is supposed to look like.
I have no
Think about
clue.
last time I asked for a double toasted. They warned me that it was not going to
Mm-hmm.
be edible.
They try to
And
talk
when I
you out of
got
it.
it was like perfect. I was like, what are you talking about? This is exactly what it should look like. If
Okay,
anything, they got to
here's the problem.
recalibrate their toasters every month, like on a bi-monthly basis at least.
It's partially recalibration, but I think the actual issue here is that Subway is has turned what is a spectrum-based choice into a binary choice. Your decision is toasted or not toasted, when in reality, they should offer you this gradient from light to dark on like a
Hmm.
little sheet of paper, maybe on the sneeze guard, and you can say like I want it toasted to a 6, or I want it toasted to a 9 or a 2.
Mm. I mean, I don't think we need to be giving people more control. Like this isn't the thing that people should be controlling. You know what I mean? It should be toasted perfectly or untoasted perfectly.
But who just what are the qualities of a perfectly toasted footlong?
Well, you're looking at it, Ty. It's the one in the middle. It's the Goldilocks bun
Yeah, because
right
you have a
here.
spectrum to choose from. But what if I like it a little blacker? Once you go to the black toast, you don't go
No,
back toast.
nobody. You don't get to choose.
See, you're contradicting the whole ethos of Subway, Eric. It's all about choice. And this is such an important decision.
Mm. I think people need to lean on Subway for a few things, and then they also got to lean on themselves for other things. Like they got to look within them to know what kind of veggies they're feeling, what kind of meats they're feeling, if any. And they
Mm-hmm.
need to look at Subway to being the authority in toasting in bread, basically.
Yet
If they're
they
bread
offer
experts, they should know how to toast the fucking bread.
they are really all they do is they make the bread. They're a bakery and you do the rest.
Exactly.
But even with that in mind, it, they are a single toasting degree kind of limits my opportunities with sandwiches. For example, if I want to add marinara sauce to my sandwich, that's like an early order move. That's like a
Yep.
a quick hit at the beginning. I need to make sure that the sandwich is going to toast a little harder so that they can account for that sog that's going to like come with the marinara. I want to try to avoid
Hmm.
sog, so I need a crispier bun to consume the rest of the sauces later. So
Hmm.
that type of like nuance, the sandwich artist isn't going to get. Subway isn't going to be able to like throw me a toasting setting that can account for all types of orders. So like if I'm really the art, if I'm the chef here, Eric, I need that type of level of control. Put me behind the wheel and let me choose my toaster setting.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I don't know, Ty. I think you're I don't think the patrons that go to Subway are equipped to make that decision making. You might be the exception.
Mm-hmm.
I would let you toast my sub any day,
Thank
but
you.
I don't know if I would
I'm what you
let
call a power user,
yeah.
which is like a like nicer way to say Android user of Subway.
Wow. I'm shocked that you would give yourself that title. And
I'm just coming to terms with the fact that this is an Android user move at Subway, and I kind of
mhm,
want it.
mhm. Would you also label yourself as kind of like a power sub?
Powers. What the fuck is a power sub, Eric? Does it have
Uh,
edamame in it?
well, in the spirit of Pride Month, Ty, I think you could put together the pieces.
Oh, I see. I see. Yes, I'm putting the meats together on that one.
He's slapping the meats and he's power subbing
Mm-hmm.
his way to a perfectly toasted bun.
This is at least a double, maybe a triple meat idea.
Mm.
Okay, let's close with this
Um,
Dumbo's order conversation here.
Part three of the Dumbo brand guidelines here, Ty, is the perfectly toasted and fried French fry. Kind of funny that a
Mm,
restaurant in France is calling them French fries, but this tool here is basically illustrating what a perfectly cooked French fry looks like, Ty. And once again, it's medium rare.
hmm Yeah, so I'm looking at three pictures of French fries. One is a little more yellow, the other is a little more brown, and then there's this perfect Goldilocks French fry in the middle. I don't need a sign for this, Eric. I know what a good French fry looks like.
Hell yeah, brother. Now we're
They're from
talking.
France.
Now,
They should know.
yeah, now you're letting the artist you're giving the artist final cut, and that's what I like to see.
Dude, yeah, they can cut the potatoes all they want. But the French fries are different. Sides are different, Eric, because sides don't have any other variables affecting their makeup. Your sandwich is has so many forces of influence against it, but your sides, they're
Mm,
still the sides. Like all that's gonna happen is like how much you choose to dunk in the catsup.
hmm. That's true, but that doesn't change my point, Ty. I think the artist should decide what the toast level is because that can change based on what you've ordered or what you're planning on ordering.
Hmm.
doesn't mean you get the control. I think the artist should be like adaptable. It's like, okay, he's adding marinara. Let me toast the shit out of this sandwich.
I guess so. I don't know. I would defer to the artist if they have expertise, and I encourage Subway franchises to let their artists develop expertise in that space, a
Hmm.
proficiency. But like,
Yeah,
I don't.
Ty's reluctant to give up any kind of freedom, as I've
Mhm.
learned today. And I can only imagine what you're like inside of a French bistro.
I'm sure. We're grappling with the menu here, trying to find an equilibrium.
Hmm.
Can you substitute? Can I get a? Can you substitute? Can I get a?
And I get a politely no.
Substitutions are politely declined, but not at the way. All substitutions are entertained.
Quite
That really is
literally.
their value prop, quite literally.
Oh
It
shit. Uh, well,
really
Ty,
represents freedom. It really represents America. It really represents the liberty that uh, we should be striving for.
Statue of Liberty, Ty. Uh, French fries from France.
Mm-hmm. Now, the closest thing that Subway offers to the patron in the French fry department is obviously the potato chip. And the potato chip has a very unique quality to it in which it is completely removed from the artist intervention cycle, Eric. The artist has no say in no personal touch in your potato chip flavor. It's up to the manufacturer. But that could change. We can change that, Eric. You can crack that bag and you can let the artist like dress it up a little more, put some Parmesan on there, or
Mm-hmm.
dare I say, supply a side of sauce for dipping.
Mm. A nice little side of bitchin sauce.
Yeah, get some bitchin' sauce in there. Get that peri peri dippy dippy.
Yeah, dude, bitchin sauce. Any kind of chip and dip is such an indulgence. It's such a like
Hmm.
little nasty little treat, and I just fucking love it so much, dude.
Dude,
Like
yeah, you gotta get a little
nothing can
freaky.
make it. Yeah, the only thing that can make a chip more unhealthy is fucking something to dip it in. And wow, dude, I
Holy
love
shit.
that.
Dude,
Oh man.
calorie density of all chip dip is like diamonds. That shit
Mm-hmm.
is thick.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Whoever invented chip dip's a fat motherfucker, let me tell you. Like the trial and error to find the perfect chip dip flavor will kill you.
Oh yeah, sign me up, buddy. I'll be your
Hmm.
QA tester.
Hmm. I like my
I would love a
sandwiches
little
saucy, but whew.
cool. I would love a little foie gras bitchin' sauce flavor. Give me some of that nice little duck fat on my nice little lays.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Yeah, we could spin off a whole new podcast about like the opportunities in the chip dip market.
Stay tuned for that, guys.
Yeah, this is
Um,
our Joey.
hmm But in the meantime, Ty, it's been a real bon time with you, catching up on my travels, and we're gonna have to let the breadheads in on a little secret, Ty. Last time we, potted was right before
Hmm.
our 1v1 tournament in tennis. And I don't think we
That's
ever got
true.
to update the breadheads that I beat you and you had to buy me a sandwich. And Ty bought me the spiciest sandwich of my life, and I'll never forgive him.
I know you like it hot, but I didn't realize that sandwich was too hot to handle, Eric.
Oh, dude, that was the hottest sandwich of my life. And I think I got every single spicy pepper, plus hot sauce, plus creamy sriracha.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like a bit of a panic move at the 11th hour of the 11th inch of the sub
Mm-hmm.
ordering process. So, kudos to you, Ty.
I know you like it hot, and that's why I gave you a complimentary fountain beverage.
You're really
Oh,
looking out.
yeah, got you covered. We had a funny
Appreciate it.
moment. We get a duo of cups for the fountain beverage, and we go to get some ice, get some colas, and nothing happens. So you push on the The fountain generator, nothing. So you try a different one, nothing. Then Eric and I both turn to the artist and we say, "Hey, your robot's broken." And then they flipped a switch, and then the drink started pouring, like when they brought water to Rome, like the aqueducts being completed. There
Mm-hmm.
was 7-Up flowing, Mountain Dew
Mm-hmm.
flowing.
That's true. After, a lifetime of drought inside the
Mm-hmm.
Main Street subway,
Mm-hmm.
much like the Dust Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, and it rained, Ty, and it was a blessed day for us because we had already paid for our drinks. Can
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you imagine if they made us pay for drinks and then just like the machine was not working?
If they didn't come through, yeah, that would be rough. They are the rainmaker, though. They
Hmm.
did a little rain making dance before they flipped that switch.
Hmm. And we learned why immediately after because they said that they turn it off because of the neighborhood and people in the neighborhood come in and just fill up their Nalgene's with Sprite and then like run off.
Mm.
And we said, oh, that's kind of unfortunate. And then we noticed the exact thing happened. Some lady busted through the door and asked the person for water.
Mm-hmm.
They were denied. That's the only substitution that is declined when you ask for freebies. And
Mm-hmm.
she was shooed out, and that was quite funny.
Mm-hmm. It's not really a dine and dash. It's more like a beverage and bolt, which is not unlike what you would do with your sparkling water in Paris. But
Hmm.
you can get away with it because you're walking around in Saint Laurent
Yeah,
jeans.
yeah. It was kind of like a free flea.
A free fountain fail flea. Say that 4 times.
Oh, Ty, on
Speaking
that
of scramming,
bombshell.
Eric, I think we should probably call this episode.
I think so too. Ty's AirPod ones are on the edge of disaster.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. We
Yeah.
just blessed the Breadheads with an hour of content because we missed you. And just know that, if we don't post, it's probably a good sign for you to go outside, touch some grass maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Take advantage.
yeah, maybe just log into Tinder or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. My lifeline to my lefty AirPod has just been disrupted, and my right one is on hospice. So, breadheads, go outside, enjoy the summer heat. Eric, you enjoy the heat from your sandwich, and we will connect with you next week.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.